Well, we have to talk about that too.
Do we?
Yeah.
Do we have to?
Yeah.
Are we leaving the Christmas music going?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think we're started.
Okay.
I think we're going. I was distracted by the dogs.
I know. The dogs are barking.
In more ways than one.
Who let the dogs out?
Welcome, everybody. This is episode 71, I heard you say.
Yes.
Wow. Episode 71 of Podcast On with your hosts, Barb and Cynthia from River City Yarns in Edmonton, Alberta.
That's right. And you're hearing the dogs bark because it's part of our soundtrack for the holidays. We've been doing a lot of holiday filming, and it got me in the mood. I started thinking about Christmas, and I have to tell you, I want to get Christmas projects on the needles now fast.
Yeah.
Because
it's not just that holiday, but it's also the fact that outside our window here, just over here, off camera, there's a blizzard going on. So winter has arrived.
Excuse me.
Winter has arrived here in Edmonton, and so we have the need to pull out the hats, the mitts, the scarves, the cowls, the sweaters, the easy folded ponchos.
Yes, a nice one, by the way.
and it's also kind of like the season of gifting,
Yes.
right? I think a lot of us will exchange gifts in the next month. Maybe it's a little early for Christmas music. Do you think? No?
Never.
Never?
No. I have Christmas music on my phone, and I play it all year long.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It picks me up a little.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. It certainly is a good time to be thinking about, being of good spirit with each other. We have so many things to be thankful for, and so many things to be grateful for.
And so many things to, just kind of bitch about. Like
in the spirit of the holidays, Barb's gonna bitch. Okay.
No, I was just thinking about, how over the last 2.5 years we've had COVID, and you and I have been, completely healthy. We've worn a mask, we've made it, we've got through, we've had 3 or 4 vaccinations, and last month you had COVID,
I
and
did.
I had a cold that turned into maybe COVID. My test results weren't quite sure
inconclusive
whether I was COVID or not, but
that's the story of your life, isn't it? Your
It
test
is.
results have been inconclusive on a number of things. Didn't Mom and Dad test you for something? Oh man, it's been a long day, and I'm feeling a little punchy.
yes. Okay, so
Did I mention that we're sisters? In case you didn't know, if this is the first time that you've joined us on this podcast, Barb and I are sisters, and so I'm allowed to rib her gently.
Yeah. She's just a little low on her sugar right now, and she just needs a little sip.
Speaking of sugar, our friend Eldon dropped off this tasty treat. Look at this. I have a bag of cookies. I'm pretty sure they're shortbread cookies, which are my absolute to die for favorite.
Yes.
And you've got a plate in front of you. Look at this.
Okay, you guys, I'm just going to put the fork in it because I want to show you this tart.
Yeah.
Can you believe this?
Are you going to eat the whole thing on the podcast?
No.
No? Are you sure? So we want to put out a special shout out to June's Bakery. That's JUN''S, June's Bakery. It's on 18th Avenue and 91st Street in Edmonton, Alberta. And if you would like some of these lovely goods and you're local to the south side of the city or to the north side and you want to take a trip across the river,
Right?
you can reach June at Patissier. Did I say that right?
Oh, it sounded really good.
Patissier at junesbakery.com. That's JUNS bakery.com.
Wow.
So
Before we recommend it, we better taste it.
Okay. Well, I know if Eldon brought it, it's going to be delicious.
I know. You want to have a little piece of this?
Oh. Can you
Are
hear
they
me
good?
crunching?
Yeah, so those are crunchy shortbread. Wow. Okay.
Oh, because
This
there's
even
cranberry in here.
this even has a pastry bottom on it, and so I know it's kind of like a huge butter tart.
Right? Oh,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
it's making me drool just to think about it. What do you think?
Big walnuts.
Numb?
Oh my God. The filling's very, very good. So the sort of butter tarty part of it, it's not really runny or anything. It's more like, it's sort of cakey. I really like it.
I'm just gonna pop this one
Have this one because
into my mouth
I ate part of that one.
with your fork. Oh,
Isn't that good?
okay.
Wow.
This is podcast on episode 71 in which Barb and Cynthia just eat food the whole time and talk about Christmas
The
and
holidays.
Barb getting tested. Okay. That
Stop.
is really good. I can have a sip of coffee here.
Okay. I just have to eat the crumbs because you can't leave the crumbs on a dish.
No, because if you do, then all during the episode she'll be picking up with her finger and licking them off, which
Yeah.
is not hygienic anymore.
Okay. That was amazing.
It was really good. Okay, so if there are breaks in the podcast episode and we come back doing this, you'll know what we were up to.
Busted.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to try? Do you want to try a cookie? You sure?
good.
Okay. I'll put it down here. Out of sight, out of mind. Thank you, Eldon, for that gift. That's lovely.
That was so good.
Thank you, June, for being a great baker. Here we go. Here's to local bakers.
Yes.
Cheers. All right. So, if you're joining us for the first time, we are Barb and Cynthia. We have a yarn shop in Edmonton, Alberta, where it is blizzarding. And we like to talk about, behind the scenes in a yarn shop.
Yeah.
What we've been up to, what we're doing, what you might want to join us in doing, right?
Exactly.
So let's start with that. Let's start with, what have you been doing today?
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Exactly.
What's going on, Barb?
Well, the day started out with me supporting you teaching a class. So you taught a class today. I taught one yesterday.
Yeah.
And we've got this amazing new offer. We're so grateful. The folks at Rowan want Cynthia and I to talk about some of the things that we've learned over the 20 years of having this yarn shop.
So yeah, yesterday you taught a class on how to use stripes, marls, and patterns to blend colors.
Oh, it was so much fun.
It was.
It was just a riot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and today you taught how to do yarn substitutions, among
Yeah.
other things. I mean, you had a lot of content in there.
Yeah. One of our viewers said, what should I know if I'm going to walk into a yarn store and I want to find yarn for a pattern? Like, what are the things I should be looking for? And so that's kind of what we did. We said, well, here's how yarn is made, and here are the different kind of ways of making yarn.
Yeah, and all of the a lot of the content for your class came exactly from that. We had a customer who would walk in the store and say, one of a couple things from, okay, here's a pattern, here's a project I want to do. What yarn do I need?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
To, oh, here's a project I've been working on. I've run out of yarn. The yarn's been discontinued.
Right.
Now what do I do?
Right.
To someone who walks in and says, check out this new top that I just made. I mean, we have a lot of really wonderful success stories too. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. So yeah, it was really fun. We taught 2 classes for Rowan. We're gonna be back. Rowan's doing another. They call them Rowan Connect events. They're gonna be back in January with another one, and we're gonna be teaching another couple of classes.
that's right. One on felted slippers.
Yep. And on sock repair. So what do you do when you get those thin spots in your sock or those holes in your sock? And like me, you're not a big fan of darning. What do you do?
Yeah.
So I have some tips for that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun. But yeah, that was the way we started out our morning.
And then
yeah, this
go ahead.
afternoon We did a virtual trunk show for the Edmonton Fiber Frolic because this coming weekend on November 12th and 13th, Saturday and Sunday, we're going to be at the in-person Edmonton Fiber Frolic, which is being held this year for the first time at the Edmonton Expo Center.
Yeah, it's a large convention center. They've got an entire hall.
It's when you know your local Fiber Frolic has hit the big time, right? When they've run out of space in smaller venues and they have to go to the to the big
Love
venue.
it.
Yeah,
That's great.
So that's gonna be really good. We did an in-person market. We did a virtual market where we talked about what we're gonna bring.
YouTube Live, right?
Yeah, yeah, and we'll show you a clip from it in the podcast, and so you can kind of see what it looked like behind the scenes. Yeah, and what we're bringing.
And what we're bringing.
We hope you'll join us there. So if I didn't already say it, I know I did. It's November 12th and 13th, Saturday and Sunday at the Edmonton Expo Center.
What time of the day is it? Do you know that?
I think it's something like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Oh, okay. Long days.
It's shorter on Sunday, but it's a longer day on Saturday. I'm sorry, I don't exactly remember.
Right. I know that it opens sharp at 10 because they said that you have to be in your booth at 9:45 on Saturday.
And here's the best part of it all, guys. Underneath this video player is the description, what we call the show notes. And if you just click on the more of the description, we'll put a link into the Edmonton Fiber Frolic. So all the information will be there.
Yeah. And for those of you who live far away or can't come, that's what this virtual session was that we had, is to let you know kind of what we're bringing and what we thought Edmontonians might like.
We'll show you a clip of it so you can see what's in there. And of course, if there's anything that you have questions about, you can always contact us and let us know. We'd be happy to help out.
Yeah.
We did talk a lot about gnomes.
We did.
Today.
We did.
Probably because we were so inspired. You've been gnoming for quite a while now, hey?
I can't stop, Cynthia. I started a year ago gnoming, and I got the gnome bug. You want to go there?
Let's go there.
Okay, let's go there.
Let's talk about your gnome bug.
It's not just me.
Have you been tested for that?
It's not just me. A lot of people have the gnome bug, including our friend Gwen.
So we asked Gwen, because Gwen has been sharing pictures with us each month. Each month she's doing a new gnome. She's doing part of Sarah Shearer's Year of Gnomes. Yeah. And so she's been doing a new gnome each month. And so we asked her if her gnomes might like to come and party with your gnomes for a bit inside the store. And she said, sure. And so she dropped them off. They are so cute.
So tell me about these ones. What are these ones?
I think these are her latest gnomes.
Okay.
And they're using hand-painted yarn from our hand-painted Epic Yarn collection.
They look so cute.
Don't
they're like a set of autumn gnomes. This is the prettiest kind of pumpkin shade.
Yeah.
And then the bodies look sort of tropical.
Right, yeah. So this is Sarah's pattern, Sarah Shearer's pattern called No Fun Like Gnome Fun, I believe.
Okay. I've made those.
That's the name of the class. I don't know if that's the name of the pattern.
Okay.
But this is Noah, and this is Naomi, and there's a niblet as well.
A teeny one this big.
We told Gwen that she'd have to babysit the niblets, leave them at home, because I was worried that they'd start running around the store and causing all kinds of havoc.
Well, we didn't want them to disappear.
Yeah. So all the gnomes are done in the Noah and the Naomi pairings.
Yeah.
And Gwen's got quite a collection. So
tell us about these.
You've got those. Well, these, I believe these were for the Queen's Jubilee.
Oh, of course. So that's why the crowns.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The king and the queen.
And I think the crowns may have come from another pattern.
Oh, those are so cute.
They're just adorable, aren't they?
Yes. I thought they were from the rock band. Queen.
Right. There's a musician gnomes. Thanks for passing me these guys. So these guys have guitars, and we asked Gwen where she got the little guitars because they're the perfect size, and she said she found them at Michael's. So these guys have guitars, and this guy he's percussion.
Right.
He's in charge of the cowbell.
Oh my
'Cause
God.
you can't have an acoustic guitar band without a little more cowbell.
Wasn't she saying too, it reminded her of some of those Saturday Night Live
Well,
things?
that's what it reminded me of, for
Oh, it
sure. And I
reminded-
said, yeah, I couldn't stop thinking about Christopher Walken on
Yes.
Saturday Night Live saying, more cowbell, a little more cowbell. And I think it was, oh, what's his name now? The redheaded guy who plays Elf.
Oh.
You know, the movie Elf. He's got red curly hair.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah.
a comedian. What's his name?
I forget.
Oh, man, he was in The Shrink Next Door.
Yeah.
Google, where are you? I know his name. Okay, it'll come to me. Anyway,
All right.
I think he was in charge of the cowbell.
Check this out.
Yes. So this is Gwen's Star Wars gnome, and she made him for May the 4th. Will Ferrell, that's
Oh,
it.
Will Ferrell, of course.
Yes, Will Ferrell.
Yes. Wasn't he
A little
in,
more cowbell. Yeah.
in every kind of crazy movie?
Well, I mean, yes. He did a very good job in The Shrink Next Door, by the way.
Oh.
That was him and Paul Rudd. See, I can remember things. May the 4th gnome has a lightsaber.
So cute.
These ones are from Halloween.
Oh,
You know what these are?
yeah.
Everybody's favorite costume these days. Zombie gnomes. Look at those beards. And then Gwen's put a little pin on the side that says eat local. So these ones are made with RCY hand painted yarns.
That's right.
Aren't they
Cynthia
great?
and I spent our summer hand painting yarn this year.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun, and we really appreciate the dyers who do this for a living.
Oh, yeah. You know, talk about masking, hey?
Yeah.
You've got to be so careful when you're working with dyes. So
And muscles. Wow, I was really getting muscles.
lifting up pans of hot water.
Holy.
Yeah. A little more cowbell, Will. A little more cowbell. Tell me about this gnome here, this big one.
Yeah. Well, I've been making gnomes too. So this was Sarah Shearer's latest design your own gnome.
The International Gnome of Mystery?
Yeah,
That
well, no. This one was called Choose Your Gnome Adventure.
Oh, okay.
So it was a knit along, and what you did was you got a pattern with like 4 different things you could do. So 4 different hats, 4 different bodies.
I bought the pattern.
Oh, you did?
I did. I
Good.
just haven't started my gnome.
Well, you've been busy. Yeah, so
this is
I
nice.
used Epic hand painted yarn too,
In the hat?
and in the hat, yeah, and then the body's plain. And this was hand painted.
Oh.
And this and this.
Show everyone his bottom there. Is it a he or a she?
I don't know
I guess it could be gender neutral. There's no need to put a pronoun on there, right?
exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so this was so much fun.
Yes.
This guy, his hat, I pinned his hat down
Yeah.
and gave him a coffee cup.
Ah, right. This looks like a little button that says, I heart coffee.
Yes,
Oh, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
We have something in common.
that's right. Yeah.
And what about
And-
this big one on the end?
Okay, well, the big one, I don't know if I showed this in the
Is that
last.
your doorstopper? No?
No, but he was a lot of fun to make. I really enjoyed making this guy.
Yeah.
He's made out of After the Rain. That's a speckle yarn on the bottom. And this one, I think, was made by Carolyn
I think you're
Sommerfeld with
right.
Ancient
She dyed
Arts.
it. Yeah. Because I can't do speckles. I've discovered I cannot do speckles.
And then the rest was just kind of like a regular gnome kit. So I had we have these gnome kits where you get 4 balls. There's so much left over in there, Cynthia, that I used it for this guy,
Right.
the navy and the gray, and then the gray's on the bottom.
So we'll put links to
beard.
the kits in the show notes down below as well. There's 2 kinds of kits that we have, right? There
Yeah.
are Epic Gnome kits, and those have they have full balls of yarn.
Yeah, 4 full balls and a little bag of embellishments.
Okay.
So one of my gnomes has a little carrot nose, and so there's a little pack of felt in there, like just a
Oh.
little square of felt and some beard embellishment and
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so those
Nice.
come with a little embellishment pack. We also have beard enhancement yarns on our website.
Oh, like are they called beard enhancement? No,
I think so. They're brown mohairs that are really fuzzy,
Okay.
and then white furry ones. So if your gnome needs a beard, or maybe he's got a little bald patch, or you want a little extra hair somewhere, you can get
Okay.
an enhancement pack.
So if somebody just searched for the word gnome on the website, all these things would pop
Yeah.
up. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do then.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I
when
had
will
no
it
idea.
end? Yeah, exactly. When will it end? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, yeah, we've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's a few of my collection up there.
Just a
along
few.
with-
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you leave any at home, or are they all here at
they're
the store?
all here. No, they're all here. I have one at home that's waiting for arms. He's armless right now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And he has, get this, a Kid Silk Haze beard.
Really? Like, so did you make it totally out of Kid Silk Haze? Kid Silk Haze is 75% mohair, 25% silk.
It's
Very furry.
It's my yarn of addiction.
It is, yeah. Did you double strand it or triple strand it?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
Okay. Nice. Of course, she says, of course. Okay, okay. So other than gnomes, Barb,
Yeah.
what have you been working on?
Well, I've been knitting samples, like sample after sample for these classes for Rowan, and I fell in love with helical stripes.
yes.
You told me I would do that.
I think I might have.
You said you should try it, and I got hooked on that too. So,
Yeah.
uh,
So what-
addiction, yeah, that's me.
What are helical stripes, Barb?
There's
does that mean?
stripes that you knit in the round, and there's stripes that chase each other around in a spiral. That's the best way I have to describe it. And so they go up and up and up, and you're knitting one color in a stripe, and then when you get right back around, well, 3 stitches before, you change colors, and then you knit the other. So it's a very cool technique, and in my mind, one of the best things about it is the colors that it makes and the way you can stash bust.
Yeah, I like it for socks because, you don't have to have 100 grams of sock yarn. You could have
Right.
250 grams of sock yarn. You could have 330 grams, leftover balls of sock yarn.
And doesn't it feel like when you're knitting in the round, it's just one round and you're at another color? And so it's so interesting
Yeah.
that before you know it.
Yeah, it's definitely not boring. There have been times, though, that I've been watching TV and knitting away, and I've knit over top of the 3
too.
that I'm supposed to leave, and so
Yeah.
I have to back up and get them going again. But yeah, I think
I've
it's...
knit entire rounds.
And then what do you do? Do you,
I
do
go
you back
back.
up? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, okay. Why don't you show us some of the things that you've been
Oh,
making?
yeah. Okay, this was sitting pretty close to that butter tart.
Does it smell like baking now?
Oh, yeah. So this is this is a brand new free pattern on our website, by the way. So check it out. This is called Round and Round We Go, and it's just a fun cowl. It's got a rolled edge. It's super easy to make. You just start out with one color and then you switch into the helical stripes, and I tell you how to do that in the pattern. And the key with this, I think, is using, if you want it to be similar to this, using chunky yarn or getting that gauge. And so I had a skein of Rowan Chunky Cashmere, and that's this light sort of gray taupe color.
So could I ask you, is that like a very special ball of yarn in your stash? I mean,
You know what it was? It was a sample from when the yarn first came out.
So a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it's, I think it is still on the website. So Rowan does have it, but we don't have it anymore. It's a little bit older. And who knows, they might even have it on sale. So if you want to try it out, check out Rowan's website. In fact, I think they're offering a free shipping weekend this weekend.
I think it might be over.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but I think the point here, right, is that if you have that one ball of something really special and you don't know what to
Exactly.
use it for, if you split it with another yarn, you
Right.
can use it and make the most of it.
Or in my case, 3 other yarns.
Okay.
Because I needed to get 16 stitches to 4 inches to match the gauge of the cashmere. And so I had to use Rowan felted tweed and 2 strands of kid silk haze to equate to that. But what that enabled me to do is I had 2 different colors of kid silk
Let me hold that up for you.
of felted tweed. I had I think I had barn red for this section down here. And I forget what this one's called, but it was the most beautiful burnt caramel sort of color up here. And I teamed it with 2 strands of kid silk haze that were in similar shades. I put all the numbers in the pattern, so if you wanted to duplicate it, you could. And then down here, I used that other color of felted tweed with 2 different shades of kid silk haze that were darker.
Right.
That same sort of burgundy family, but a little darker.
But you could have used the same kid silk haze strand throughout, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just I had these 2 colors in my sweater. And so these were left over from my sweater.
Oh, nice.
And I wanted to use them up.
Right. Well, this would probably look amazing with your sweater.
It does.
Because, yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. So I highly encourage you to try helical stripes. That's so much fun.
Yeah. Jeannie from Vancouver, Washington, USA, this is the technique for you. I know you've been wanting to find out how to do jogless stripes. So this is the easiest way to do jogless stripes.
And then I got so thrilled with this. I started doing hats. And this was left over from one of our Making Memories mitered blankets.
Okay.
So I had this beautiful hot lime green and again another skein of cashmere in a really pretty teal.
I think Barb's been pilfering all the Rowan samples for, the really good stuff.
This one, I think I got this on a yarn venture that we went on because this one I had to hold this double. This was like lace weight.
Oh.
And I don't know where I got it from.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a cute beanie hat.
Isn't it?
Yeah. You gonna put it on
You
for
want
us?
to try it on?
Sorry, you guys.
Excuse
I
me.
know I'm probably clearing my throat and Barb's coughing, and it's the after effects from the
Yes.
COVID/respiratory virus illness that we've been coping with.
I'm now taking Brio, like an inhaler,
Oh,
to
okay.
try and stop my cough. It's like day 3 of 30 days.
Wow.
I have to take this for.
Yeah.
And so it's working. It's better,
Yeah.
right? But it has a side effect that I lose my voice. Or it gets really kind of like
Yeah. Dry.
so
Yeah. Irritated.
hoarse.
Yeah. Yeah. Husky.
Don't make me laugh.
Show us the other hat.
Oh, yeah. So this, too, I feel like was in one of my sweaters. Isn't that terrible?
The point here being that if you want to, use up stash yarn, leftover balls from projects, this is a great way to do it.
I feel like Minnie Pearl with the
Pearl?
tag. You know.
There you go.
Yeah,
She's trying not to smush her hair.
that's right.
Yeah.
I want to put a pom-pom on this one.
You should, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any leftover yarn for that?
I probably do.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
have to buy a pom-pom, do I?
No. Make
Yeah.
it really fat. Like make your pom-pom really fat, and then when you're done,
Yes.
you know the secret to fluffing up your pom-pom?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what is it?
Go ahead, tell me.
You hold it over a tea kettle, and the wool fibers will plump up, and it makes it really, really fluffy.
Look at that. I did that to this one.
Oh, there we go. See?
Isn't it amazing how
Yeah.
it fluffs up?
So what you would notice upon close inspection is that the ends of the cut yarn are flared out
Yeah,
like a clover. Yeah.
it's brilliant. Yeah.
Well, that's great. So you've been working on hats, you've been
Yep.
working on cowls, and you've been using helical striping in all of these projects. And the pattern for the cowl is a free pattern on our website. We'll put a link into the show notes below.
Yeah.
And the hat pattern will join it when we have
Yes.
it ready.
Yes.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
That's great.
And what about you? What have you been doing?
I've been crocheting.
Yes.
I've got back into crocheting. We did a crochet along using the Churchmouse Yarns and Tea vintage crochet blanket. I'm going to hold up the pattern here. This is available on Ravelry. It's available on Churchmouse's website. We didn't even have to cut away to the camera. You can see her chewing, can't you? Now I lost my train of thought. It's available in print from our website or from Churchmouse's website. I love this pattern. I've been making this pattern since before my grandchildren were born.
And Cynthia's just being modest. She just had the most amazing class that she taught
it was
this pattern.
Crochet along, yeah. Well, you know, what makes it so much fun are the people who attend. So if you haven't done an online class with us, we really encourage you to come and join us because we have a blast.
I know.
We just have
it
a
was
lot of
so
fun.
much fun. The best thing about that class, Cynthia, was seeing all of the people's yarn choices that they made. And the amazing, that girl who had the green gradient set.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yes. So let me hold this up again.
And
So
Pats, I love Pats
Yes.
too. 3 color blocks. It was so nice.
yeah. So there's a lot of fun you can have with this blanket. Churchmouse has given you kind of 2 inspirations on here. They've done one that's monochromatic stripe, so you use 2 colors and just stripe it every other row.
High contrast.
Yep. And then they did another one where they used 10 different colors. And they've
Very cool.
just striped it. And they give you sequencing information. So if you want to make it just like theirs, they tell you what order to do the colors in.
And then show us what you use.
Yeah, so I was inspired. I've done one like this, and I've done one like this. But I was inspired to try a little bit of marling because Barb did this great class for Rowan. And I was intrigued by it. Just going to put my glass of water on the floor because you know what tends to happen when you hold things up. So we had some Rowan sock yarn. It's a brand new yarn from Rowan. And it's a great sock yarn. I knit a couple of pairs of socks. And then I took all the leftover balls. I think I had 5
Do you have
different...
your sock here too?
I didn't bring it.
Okay.
I'll bring it next time though. I used, I think, 5 different balls of yarn to create a gradient blanket. And I think this is, I'm going to put it down here for a second. I think this is a great way to show that you don't have to have colors that are gradient already. You know, like you could take, I could have taken, you know, I don't know, dark green to a medium green to a lighter green or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And done it. But this was several different colors of yarn. I'll hold it up this way, I think.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
You
right.
hold that end. So I started over here with primarily blue striping sock yarn. I held it double. And then when I got you know, closer to the end of it, I started to hold it single-stranded with the next color. So still double-stranded, but one of the blue and one of the mauve.
Right.
And then I did 2 strands of the mauve, and then one of the mauve and one of the green.
Okay,
And then
so
2 strands of green.
This section here was one of these and one of these.
Yeah, exactly.
This one's so pretty, Cynthia. I
Right?
would have never, you know, put those 2 color combos together, but I love that.
It's really pretty, isn't it?
Really
Yeah.
pretty.
And then I took the green and I paired it up with this one, which I have to look up the name of it, but it was striping already from an orange to a brown and back again.
Right, yeah.
And so that created an interesting combination. And then I had a ball of mostly coral.
Yeah.
And so I combined those two together and then finished it off with just the coral. But they're
beautiful.
already striping yarns, right?
Yes.
So even when you double them up on each other, you're going to get color variation. Mm-hmm. I think
Well, and
it's
remember,
really nice.
that's kind of like the color play mohair scarf that we used to do in the, years ago when Rowan had that Kid Silkays that changed colors really slowly.
Right, exactly. So I think the what I'd like to take away from this is just to encourage you to go through your stash, and if you want to make a blanket like this, the pattern calls for a worsted weight yarn, but go through your stash and see what you have and hold 2 strands together.
Yes.
Do a swatch. That's what we all did, and see what they look like, and change your hook size if you want to.
This feels so soft too,
Yeah.
and substantial.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because 2 fingering I didn't think would feel this hefty.
Squishy? Well, I
really
think that has to
substantial.
do with the yarn as well. So this new Rowan sock yarn is a singles yarn.
Right.
And you're going to get a bit of a thick and thin kind of thing to it. When I knitted into a pair of socks, I felt like the socks were more substantial as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
maybe it's heavier than a traditional fingering?
I think the sort of the slight variation in the thick and thin gives you this just a slightly denser maybe yarn, and because it traps a lot of air in it, because it's not applied yarn, I think you might get that, that loftiness from it as well.
And then you've crocheted it too,
Yeah.
which is a big change from knitting. Crochet kind of bulks things up anyways, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to tell people, if you want to do this blanket, you don't have to have a ton of crochet experience. You need to be able to chain. You need to be able to do a double crochet. From the double crochet, you'll do a V-stitch and a double V-stitch. And so really all that you're required to do is chain and double crochet. Everything builds on from that.
Right.
If you've never crocheted before, we have a great Learn to Crochet class coming up with our friend Heather. She teaches a great crochet class. I'm just leaning back to look at my notes there. It begins on November 19th, and the information's on our website.
So do you think you would run this knit along again? Because it was so much fun.
This crochet along?
Sorry, this crochet along?
Yeah, for sure. It was a lot of fun, and I probably would. I think what I'd do is wait until after Christmas.
After Christmas.
Gnome alert.
I think
This one.
people really enjoyed having the tutorials. I heard a lot of people say, thank you for that tutorial. I wasn't quite sure if the V-stitch went here or here. They raved about the edging too that you did, that the edging was really straight. So I feel like that would be a really good one to run again.
Yeah. Well, the reason we ran the crochet along in the first place is because you responded and said, I had mentioned it in a previous podcast that we're thinking about doing it, and then several viewers commented and said, yeah, I'd really be interested in a crochet along. So yeah, tell us if you'd like us to do it again. We'll do another one after Christmas or after the end of the year. And if you don't crochet, take the Learn to Crochet class, because everything I've learned about straight edges, I've learned from Heather. So that's a great class to take. It'll give you some time to practice before the end of the year.
She taught me too about charts, how to read a crochet chart, because I had never, read a crochet chart before.
And it makes such a difference, doesn't it?
Huge. Yeah.
So this one isn't charted. There are written out instructions, but it's not a terribly complicated crochet pattern. So you don't need to know a lot to be able to do it.
And Churchmouse's patterns are so good. It's like having an instructor right beside you.
Almost, yeah. But speaking of crochet, I also wanted to let folks know that we have Carissa Browning coming. This is another crochet class that we have coming up. Carissa's coming to teach some knitting classes as well, but we asked her to come back and do her mini Yip Yip class again.
This is a perfect class to have before Christmas, because you can whip these up. I did them last year.
Yeah.
I gave them to my grandkids.
Yeah. So in the class, you'll do a mini Yip Yip. On her website, she has a pattern for a larger version of a crocheted Yip Yip. For those of you who are knitters, she also has a pattern for a knitted Yip Yip. Yip Yips are from Sesame Street, and if you don't remember, take a look at this class class description, we've got a link to a YouTube video of the Yip Yip Martians landing on planet
Now,
Earth.
You were making that yip yip talk earlier.
Yep, 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 yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The other great thing about Yip Yips...
How'd you make his eyes?
That's Carissa's secret recipe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have to take the class
There's
to
a
find out.
supply list in the class, so yeah, you can probably tell
Those eyes are adorable.
that they are tiny pom-poms with beads sewn on them. But that is covered in the class. The other great time of year to make these is back to school.
Oh, sure.
Because in addition to, putting little treats in here, it's also a great place to store, on a bigger version, to store your hats and mitts, and, every kid can have a different color Yip Yip hanging up in the doorway.
That would be cute on a backpack.
Oh.
And you could put little pencils
You know what?
or...
I think there's a shortbread cookie that my Yip Yip would like to have.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, well, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
I want it. Hey, don't bend the pages.
We're fighting over Shirley and Christine's newest book.
Although
It's so cute too. Have you had a chance to flip it?
I'm still licking the crumbs off my mouth. I haven't even had a chance to open this up yet, Barb.
Oh, it's amazing. I started. I couldn't put it down the other day because they've got stories in there too.
Oh, yeah.
They're just so precious.
Okay, so we wanted to tell you about Fiberside Chats. There are 2 Fiberside Chats coming up in the near. Well, there are 3 Fiberside Chats coming up before the end of the year that you will want to join us for. The first one's with Bristol Ivy. She's coming on.
My God.
Yeah, November 20th.
Queen of brioche.
Yes, but she's actually coming to talk about pie shawls. And she's going to review the very simple math. She promises it's not hard to get your pie shawl. That's a PI shawl. Originally kind of invented by Elizabeth Zimmerman, how to use the formulas to create different shapes. Yeah, so
I think Bristol was really inspired a lot by Elizabeth Zimmerman, don't you?
I think Bristol's one of those people who sees something and then has to figure it out, and then has to adapt it, and then has to put it into a design, and then writes
Write
a book
about it.
Yeah.
We were lucky to attend her classes.
She was here in Edmonton
And she
with
was-
Anne.
And we also went and saw her in Vancouver.
Oh, that's right.
too,
We took a
remember?
brioche class with her. That's right. Yeah. So Bristol's coming to a Fiberside Chat hosted by Longmont Yarn Shops and affiliated by local yarn shops across North America, ours being one of them. And so we'd love to see you there. One of the fun things about going to a Fiberside Chat is recognizing the names and saying, oh, I know that person. But if we don't wave to you or give you like a little private message, you can always private message us. We're there all the time. So Bristol's coming on November 20th, and then on December, what's 2 weeks after that? December 4th. I have to look around Barb's hats. Christine LeGros and Shirley A. Scott, 2 lovely Canadian ladies from Newfoundland, from the island of Newfoundland, are coming to talk about their latest book, Saltwater Socks. This is the 4th book in the series.
That's right.
Yeah, the first one was called Saltwater Mittens, and then they came out with Saltwater Classics, and then Saltwater Gifts, and this one is called Saltwater Socks. But it's
That's right.
more than just socks.
It is. There's mittens in here.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah. There's hats. I was going to look for the legend or the, what's that called?
The Legend of the Saltwater Socks.
The legend of the saltwater socks. Oh, there's a section on mending.
Ah, okay.
Isn't that cool?
That's very cool. Okay, so I have to take this book home with me.
Oh,
their books are
yarn.
great.
They are.
So they will be coming to talk about everything saltwater, and they'll entertain you. They'll charm you with their lovely Newfoundland accent.
Yes.
And they're both lovely designers in their own right and authors. From Shirley Scott has published a book
Yeah.
on Canadian knits
Yeah.
with patterns from all over Canada. Anyway,
There's
they're
cowls.
lovely people.
Oh, headbands.
Perfect. You
Oh.
should turn the book around so others
Yeah.
can see the photos too.
Yes.
Instead of just hogging it all to yourself.
Oh my gosh, this is what I was looking for.
Okay.
Moose socks.
Man, that would go so nicely with the
Wouldn't
with the
it?
chocolate mousse hat.
It would. And look at, there's puffin or penguin socks.
Puffins on the back, yeah.
Oh,
And there's
Yeah.
Shirley and Christine.
these guys they're just delightful.
They are.
I
They're
know.
so
I
entertaining.
want to go back east and
Wouldn't it be fun to just spend a week in Newfoundland with
yes.
and just like, kind of pester Christine and Shirley to take us around and show us things? Okay. It's only a flight and like probably 2 days. 2 days worth of flights to get there.
Yeah. Well, we could stop and see Bristol on the way.
Could we?
We could actually fly to New York and then up to Boston.
Nice.
And
Sure. All right. Future plans. So Fiberside Chats, check that out. We'll put a link in the show notes below. We've got some other interesting things coming up too. We're about to start I think this is our 7th multi-session sweater class with Ann Budd.
I'm so excited.
But this is the first time we've offered this particular class. It's
Right.
called the Sweater Design Workshop. And in this class, Ann Budd's going to take you through designing your own sweater from start to finish.
It's a modified drop shoulder, which I'm really excited about.
Right? Yeah, why is that?
Yeah, because it's almost like a piece of square knitting. It's got a little armhole sort of cut into it.
Yeah.
And your sleeve magically fits right into the armhole.
This is true.
It's brilliant.
I think you like it because you're thinking you could do it on a knitting machine. So you
Maybe.
should come and join us because not only will you learn how to make a sweater of your own design from scratch, but you'll get to see whether Barb finishes hers first or Cynthia finishes hers first.
Yes. Yeah, you should come.
Given that I'm still working on my last yoke sweater from Anne's class. Anne is a wonderful instructor.
You have to start knitting baby sweaters because then you'd get them all done.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Anne is a lovely instructor.
Oh, she's the best. She's so patient too.
Yeah.
I must have pestered her with half a dozen questions about how do I knit, little stones on my yoke sweater.
Yes. So she'll explain how to create, what measurements to take, how to get your gauge to work, and from start to finish, you'll be able to create your own sweater, whether you make it for yourself or someone else. And she's going to give you sort of like an insider's look into designing your own sweater. I think this is a really liberating class.
Yes.
And I was talking to somebody else the other day about it and saying, not only, like, maybe your goal isn't to design your own sweaters, but wouldn't it be nice to know how to do it so that you could take your favorite sweater pattern and maybe make it a little longer, maybe add some waist shaping to it?
Well, Cynthia, the other thing about this that's so appealing is that what you're doing is you're making a template for yourself,
Right.
right? And so the front is going to fit you, the back's going to fit you, the sleeves are going to be the right shape, and all you need to do is change yarns. And you've got a totally different look.
Yeah.
You could add stripes in one section. You could do it plain.
You could add cables.
You could put textured yarn.
Yeah.
You could do a color block, the front one color, the back the other. I mean, once you have that template, now, wow, the possibilities open right up for the
Right.
same design.
In fact, another one of our friends and customers is going to do Anne's sweater design class and Fiona's Celtic cables class. The Celtic cables class is really interesting, I brought this
That's
Geneva.
Brenda, isn't it?
No,
Oh, Brenda's
Oh.
doing it too.
is she? Okay, so with the advantage, these two classes are taking place at the same time, not on the same day, but within the same time frame. And so the question was like, if I take them both, will I have time to do everything?
Yes.
And the answer is yes, because you can put your cables on the sweater. And so you can practice doing these beautiful cables. What are Celtic cables?
Oh, well, they're like the most gorgeous knots. They travel this way, that way, and they're beautiful.
So I brought this Geneva over because it has an example of a Celtic cable up here. So with normal cables, you might just go straight up and they twist around each other, and you can change the way they twist and the rate at which they twist. There's lots of,
Things
ways
you
of
can do.
doing plain cables. But when you take traveling cables and you make them move into these beautiful scallopy, almost cursive handwriting, or like Barb said, knot configurations, then you're in the land of Celtic cables, where it just takes your cables up a notch.
And you have a garment that nobody else has. That's so special.
Yeah. So you can combine classes, and you can use, what you learn in the cable class to do a beautiful cable design on your sweater. And so you think there's a couple of people doing that.
I
Great
know
idea.
Brenda signed up for them too. For both
Okay,
of them.
perfect.
She loves Celtic cables. She sent us a picture of a sweater that she made. It was cream. Do you remember it?
Well, it was a sweater that she was wearing here in the store.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You sent me that picture.
Yeah, she didn't make it.
Oh.
She wants to make it. Yeah. So she was inspired by a sweater that she had.
Got
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you been tested for that?
In my mind, I went right to she made it.
Right.
And that's
yeah.
all there was.
Yeah. If she made that sweater, she wouldn't need the class.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're taking the class, Brenda. I think that's a wise decision. And I'd love to see more of you do that too. Come out and check out the Celtic Cables class. It begins on November 15th. And it's a 3-part class, so you will have time between classes to practice and maybe take your cables on an adventure of your own making.
Yes. That's
Fiona's-
what Fiona's famous for, isn't
She's
she?
really good at showing you what to do, teaching you how to do it, and then encouraging you to try it your own way and to make up your own designs. That's really good. And then we have another fantastic Canadian instructor coming to talk to us about double knitting. Now this is a double knitting advanced class, or an
Okay.
advanced double knitting class. Lucy Neatby is teaching a class on November 20th, that's a Saturday, on Center Out DK, that's double knit, medallions.
And that doesn't mean the weight of the yarn.
No, it
No.
doesn't, no. These double knit medallions they're little circles that you start at the beginning and you work your way out. And double knit in this case means they're completely reversible. So on the other side of the medallion, you'll get the reverse image of it.
Color, the reverse color.
The reverse color.
Yes,
Yeah, thank
yeah.
you. Yeah.
So you're knitting 2 layers at the same time.
Yeah, you're knitting the back side and the front side, or the front side and the back side, and you're using 2 colors.
And they're mirror images of each other.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's totally mind-blowing.
Right.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll put some pictures in here of Lucy's latest design using Eden yarn, our yarn. It's called Floribunda, and it's a blanket and it's large, but it starts off with a medallion. You just start off at the center and you
Yeah.
work your way out. So we think, if you're interested in doing double knitting, if you've already done a double knitting project and you're ready to up your skills, you should take this class with Lucy through us, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to work in the round. It's knit flat, but in the round. And if you don't want to turn it into a blanket when you're done, you can turn it into a hat. You can turn it into a seat mat, like a
Yeah, you could
cozy.
even, couldn't you just do small ones and hang them on a tree or?
Oh, they'd be lovely ornaments.
Wouldn't they?
Or coasters. Or you could sew them together and make a blanket out of
Well,
circles.
yeah. Look at Nikki Epstein. She wrote an entire book on knitting circles.
Yeah.
And what to do with them and how to sew them all together. So
But I think once you start making these medallions, then you might like the idea of doing a blanket. I think.
do you think someone could get hooked on that?
Oh, definitely. Well, Lucy is. So we may switch you from gnoming to blanketing or double knitting.
Oh my gosh.
Double knitting's so fascinating.
I love the idea too of a thick fabric like that. It would make a wonderful hat, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah,
brim.
yeah, like a winter hat. Yeah, and then you can turn it inside out and wear it the other way around.
I know. Wouldn't that be brilliant? Like the whole crown. Can you imagine if it was a flat top hat with a brim? Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, you better sign up for the class. It's on November 20th.
Okay.
And Lucy will be teaching from her home studio on Tancook Island.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's the great thing about about doing these online classes is that you get a peek into somebody's studio. And
I had so much
be
fun,
at home.
Cynthia. I got to go to
I
Tancook
know.
Island.
You got to see Stephanie, and you got to go hang out with Lucy Neatby on Tancook Island.
And Lucy, not just that, she knows this local store owner, and they opened up the general store for Mario and Marianne and I so that we could go shopping. Talk about small town
Youngest sister
welcome.
has to stay home and look after the store. Anyway, I'm going to Newfoundland by myself. A little more cranky, Belle? Is that what you say? All right. So we have lots of classes, and all of our classes are listed on our website. Just go to rivercityyarns.com and you can click on the main menu, classes and events. But I also want to talk about Kate Atherley.
Okay.
We've got Kate coming back.
Yeah.
She's going to do a class on stripes and intarsia.
Oh, that'll be fun. I could have used her intarsia class when I knit my Rutherford.
When you knit your
Yeah.
yes, yes.
But it all worked out well, so.
Yeah. Rutherford is a vest designed by Holly Yo, and it has these beautiful little diamonds on them, and they're done in intarsia. And so yes, Kate's going to do a class on color work, and the color work examples are going to be stripes and intarsia.
Fantastic.
And then we've got Sarah Shira coming. She's
More
gonna
gnomes?
she's going to do a class called No Fun Like Gnome Fun, and that's GNO, no fun like gnome fun. And she's going to teach you how to make Noah. And it's another class that's from start to finish. You bring your supplies and you can knit along with Sarah, and in 3 hours you can have a gnome pretty much done. You may still be weaving in ends and attaching things, but we permission.
It's these little arms, I think, that are so good. And she's got a bunch of beard techniques and nose techniques that she's going to share, right?
Well, for Noah, there's just one beard and one nose, but Barb, Sarah's got a class on gnome beards and noses, like a class just on beards and noses.
No way.
And so that class might be coming to River City Yarns in the new year.
All right.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
So keep an eye out for that one. But before you get there, come and take this class because it's just so much fun.
Yeah. And don't you get a pattern too in the class? So that's
you
great.
You get a workshop pattern because she teaches it in a different order than the pattern is, and then you get a full copy of the pattern as well, the full pattern. So it's worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
Sarah's a great instructor. She's got a well-paced class, and I want to send a shout out to our friend Tracy, who's in Toronto. Tracy is completely blind. She's taken Sarah's class, and she's just knitting gnomes like crazy.
Yeah.
She's done a great job. So,
Hi, Tracy.
Congratulations, Tracy. We're really proud of you. You've done a great job, and you've also shown us that despite a disability, do you call it that? Yeah. Despite not having any vision, you're an awesome knitter, and that gives us all the courage and the hope to know that no matter what happens to us, we can still do some of the things that we enjoy doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are more classes, but I also want to let you know that before our next podcast comes out, that Carissa Browning is coming to teach a beginner brioche class. This is backed by popular demand. Carissa is one of the best brioche teachers.
Well, and that's a class that, if you're like me, you want to take it again and again and again. I think I've taken 6 brioche classes because everybody teaches it slightly different, and they all have great tips. I find brioche a little difficult.
I think, I think the thing, Barb, is that you have to do a couple of brioche projects.
Yes, I've done
And
a few.
And I think you have to drop a stitch somewhere too and pick it up. I think that's one of the most complex things about
I
brioche.
remember calling you at like 3:00 in the morning on my
And me not answering.
capelet and asking you about. Oh my God, I wasn't really 3:00 in the morning, but you helped me out on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember the fleece art, or when Jana was here and we did that Knit for Fun retreat, and there was Justina Lorkowska had
Okay.
a poncho pattern that was brioche.
Okay.
And for the life of me, it was brioche, but it was decreasing stitches, and it wasn't making sense.
Right. Right.
And until you showed me the light.
Okay. Well, I must have been on drugs because I don't even remember it. And
No, you
yeah.
did.
Okay.
It was very good. You just said try this, this, and this, and it worked.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I want to say that Carissa also has a really good technique for teaching brioche. And in the last time she taught it, that's exactly what happened. Somebody made a mistake. And so she said, does it look like this? She did this, some knitting. She said, does it look like this? And the person said, yes. And she said, okay, let me show you how to fix that. And,
Wow.
And so, again, that's the beauty of online teaching. I know people will say to you,
I don't want to learn.
I want to hand it over to the teacher and have the teacher show me how to fix it. I don't want to have the teacher explain how to fix it and make me do it. So one of the things about online learning is that the teacher will make the mistake, fix it, show you how to fix it, you'll see it, and then encourage you to fix it. And I have to tell you, as an adult educator, that's the best way to learn.
Yeah,
If the instructor fixes it for you and hands it back to you, you've learned nothing.
that's right. And it's recorded, so you can watch it over and over and over again.
That's right. For a week.
Yes, if you're a slow learner like me, you can just back that up just a sec.
Hit pause, catch up. Yeah, for sure. But these instructors that we have coming to us are so good. They are so good and understanding.
Well, they're all professionals. This is what they do for a living.
It's true.
So,
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
just kind of like us,
We're professionals?
professional yarn shop owners who problem solve with customers day after day,
True.
right?
It's true. We do
yeah.
have we have built up a facility for that. Yeah, for sure. And I think, Barb, that's kind of all the stuff that's going on here at the shop.
I just wanted to just chat a little bit about the charity work that we've been doing.
Oh, okay.
Because we, last month, we had a yarn called Field of Poppies.
Yes.
And I feel so blessed to be able to offer out yarn. This was a small batch that was hand-dyed by Jana from Handmaiden. And it was the most beautiful colorway. And, we were able to give sort of an immediate donation to the Veterans Food Bank. And it was a wonderful way of giving a larger donation than we normally do. But it was matched by ATB. They have a foundation. ATB is our local bank.
Alberta Treasury Branch.
And they have a matching program. And it was wonderful. We were able to donate twice as much.
That's really great. Oh, good.
And so we're kind of winding up the Yarnicorn program this month, and next is going to be our last. And so we really encourage you to, and we want to say thank you to you for donating through your yarn purchase. It means a lot to the local charities that we've been donating to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really nice. Well, thanks for mentioning that.
Yeah.
That was a really lovely colorway, limited edition. Came out right at right before Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, there's one more thing we have to do, Barb.
Yes.
And that's
Give
tell
away
everybody
a gift.
who won. Yeah. So last month we talked to you about this basic brioche kit. And this month, I asked Barb to pick a number between 1 and 53 because that was the number of comments left. and she picked comment number 49. And so we scrolled down and we found Gwen Barr. So
Yay,
Gwen, thank you for
You won
commenting.
the zippy brioche cowl. You'll need to take the zippy brioche class. No, I'm just teasing.
It would be a great project with Carissa's class. But
Yeah.
congratulations, Gwen.
We're going to mark this for you.
Yes, and then we'll let you know as well. We'll put a note in the comment. Also, Barb.
Yes.
You went and found a new prize for this month.
Our friend from A New Rain,
Yes, Carrie Meyer.
Meyer, she gave us, the last time she was here at the pop-up shops,
Yes.
she gave us 2 of her beautiful shawl pins.
I see you put one in my sweater here.
I know. They're really beautiful shawl pins. They're made of a lightweight aluminum, and she hammers metal. So it's a skill that she's got. She's an artist, and she makes the most beautiful shawl pins. And these are perfect for, a shawl like this, something that's substantial. These are all really smooth too. They go through the fabric really nicely. And they're big enough that they hold a shawl in place. So if you've got one that's kind of, always falling off your shoulders, you can wrap it in certain ways, style it, and then pop this on.
Right.
And it's just a really nice piece. So,
or just wear it as jewelry.
So I think that, if you want to put a comment in about how you might style a piece that you have with a piece like this,
Right.
let us know.
Or just tell us what you'd wear it on. Like, would you put it on a shawl or would you put it on a sweater? Yeah. Would you put it on a hat?
Yeah. And we'll give this away.
Okay.
We're going to give one away here.
Okay. Yeah.
And we'll give one away at the Makers Meetup.
Oh, so every Monday we have a Makers Meetup. It's a Zoom event that is free of charge. It's a social opportunity to kind of get to know some friendly others in your community. And so you're welcome to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay. Consider it done.
We could, I was thinking we could give away one at a brioche class too, but I'll find something brioche-y.
All right. So tell us in the comments how you would style using this beautiful pin from A New Rain Design, and we'll choose a lucky person to receive this one. All right.
Yeah.
And we should say what we're wearing. I think we mentioned at the top of the podcast that we're wearing easy folded ponchos. This is a pattern by Churchmouse Yarns and Tea, and Barb made both of these.
Yeah.
I have like 3 now in my collection that Barb made for me, and they're just lovely. They're great.
They are nice, aren't they?
Great, yeah. I came into the store today. I had it all shrugged forward,
Yeah.
so I could wear it under my coat.
You could have styled it with your pin.
I could have. But I think the pin's just gorgeous as jewelry.
Yeah.
I don't wear very much jewelry, so this would be perfect.
You could put it in your hair too. You could flip it up and
Suppose I won't though. I
ponytail.
promise. If it's going to you, I won't put it in my hair. Okay.
Well, I'm glad you like that one. And yours has got a really nice little accent with Nora. A lady bought some yarn today because she loved yours so much, right?
Yeah. So easy folded poncho. It's an easy pattern to get.
And mine was done, Cynthia, with all leftovers.
Wow.
I had a whole bunch of one skein of this, one skein of that.
So you just striped it.
I just striped it.
Monochromatic stripes.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And held a couple strands together too, so it's also marled. This whole section is marled.
Nice. It's really nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, it looks good on you.
I love it. It's practical color too. It goes with everything.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. All right. Well, listen, everyone, it's the month of November, and so we're just going to wish you warmth and love and maybe some happy, good karma gift knitting.
And sweet treats.
And sweet treats, yes. All right. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Have a great month, and we'll see you early in December. Okay. Bye for now.
Yes, I did.
Did you? Okay. Did you?
Did I tell them that you're my younger sister?
That's what I
No,
meant to
didn't.
ask. That's it, yes.
She's so bad. Let's get on with what we've actually got to show you that we're bringing to the Fiber Frolic.
Yeah.
So we thought it's getting close enough. Let's keep the project smaller. And let's focus on a couple of our favorite yarns, would you say?
Yeah. I wanted to give a shout out to our friend Gwen, who brought off a party of gnomes to the store, and we're going to show them to you. They're going to pop into the screen intermittently as we talk about our gnome obsession.
I make them out of epic yarn. See, he's a little bigger than the normal gnome. Usually these gnomes are made out of fingering weight, but here at River City Yarns, we like to go big or go home. We bring this in from Peru. It's 100% Peruvian Highland wool. Oh, Cynthia's passing me more gnomes. Yeah. This one was called, the pattern was called Make Gnome Mistake.
Right, he's a bigger gnome, isn't he?
And he's a bigger gnome. And I love now putting these pockets on the gnomes. Look at this. This is the hand-painted yarn that we've got. So we invite you to check out our website too, because all these guys and their kits are shown on our website.
Yeah.
Come and visit us at the Fiber Frolic and you can see the entire collection.
The original pattern, more cowbell.
That was the cowbell.
So the Epic Christmas Stockings is a pattern that you can purchase on our website. It includes easy options and maybe some stranded colorwork options for those of you who like a bit more challenge.
And you've knit them for every person in your family, right?
I have, yeah.
They're so nice.
We do a long kind of array of Christmas stockings. So
start a tradition for your family. You guys, if you like warm, cozy feet, these slippers are great.
the fuzzy foot socks are basically a sock that has been felted. Earlier this year, we decided to make something kind of elfish. It uses only 2 colors of yarn, so you don't have to buy so much yarn. And
Any leftovers you can make gnomes with.
exactly. We've been doing fuzzy foot socks for many years. All of our family members have them as gifts. And so there you go. You just sew them on the bottom.
Kind of wear them right in this spot.
For sure, yeah. We have tips for that too. So come and see us at the booth. And if you've got worn out spots, we've got some great tips for you.
We probably even have a class for that.
We might. Barb's bringing over the chocolate mousse hat. She's probably going to make me put it on. I would say it's fair to say that it's one of our most popular patterns. So inside here is a ribbed component.
That's nice.
You going to put a hat on too?
Sure. You've inspired me.
Here, I'll put it on.
Okay.
She doesn't want to mess up her hair.
No, she's got, she has a better head for hats.
Look at this.
Oh, how cute is that?
This is so much fun, you guys. And not only is it fun for adults, but it's fun for kids as well.
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't want a funky hat? Let's talk about something sinful.
Okay.
So Adam and Eve and Eden
I'll go
are
get a few skeins.
our merino cashmere nylon lines of yarn. They feel amazing.
They do feel amazing.
So you can mix these together if you want to. This one is myrrh, and myrrh goes nicely with red fox.
Okay, here's another lovely combo.
This is Lucy Neatby's favorite color.
A threesome.
Locked in. Oh, you better be careful. You better be careful, Barb. This is live on YouTube.
I'm sorry.
Okay, this content was not intended for children. We're going to have a really beautiful project made out of several colors of Eden to show you.
Are we going to keep it secret?
I think people will keep it secret. You have to come to the booth to see it. While we have like 4 minutes left, I think I'm going to show off a few more of Gwen's gnomes.
Okay.
These two are playing what do you call this? Classical guitar. Barb, we didn't talk about these.
Oh, we're also bringing our jolly juniper trees.
There's a couple more for you.
And this is another sort of novelty yarn. And these are fun to make. These look so cute on the mantle or gnomes.
Gnomes.
Gnomes. Gnomes.
Gnomes.
Gnomes. Gnomes.
Gnomes.
Gnomes.